at gtownradio.com.
Hello, I am Meredith Marshall, also known as She Who Seeks Knowledge. I am a tribal member of the Nanako Lenai Lenape Nation, and we are broadcasting live from Netabankak in Lenape Hokan, my ancestral homeland. Our ancestors lived, hunted, and fished along the Delaware and Schuylkill rivers for thousands of years, long before European colonization. We have a deep spiritual connection to this territory, and our identity is inseparable from this land, and it is our duty to protect and preserve it for future generations. I acknowledge the historical injustices and trauma inflicted upon our people, including forced relocation, cultural suppression, and violence. Yet we remain resilient and proud of our strong and beautiful heritage. By acknowledging our presence and our history, you honor our legacy and contribute to the long journey of reconciliation and healing. Let us work together to build a brighter future, one that respects and celebrates the rich diversity of Indigenous cultures and experiences. Wanishi, thank you. Hey, everybody. Welcome. You're listening to Save Our Ancestors Radio. And I'm not going to do RID because I think everybody heard it enough when the show was starting.
Yeah, we had a little, what they call that?
A little
hiccup. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Difficulties.
You know, transferring from manual to auto to all of that good stuff. I'm still learning, but we getting there, right?
We getting there.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's been a minute, right? It's been about a month since we've done this, right?
Yes, because we had to do a rebroadcast last time, but happy spring, happy April.
It is spring. Yes. And the solstice, no, I'm sorry, the equinox was a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about the colors that are floating all around. We're up in the Northeast,
yes,
right? And so we're starting to see the pink and the purple
all
and
the cherry blossoms,
yellow
and everything.
Yeah. So I'm excited, right? We got a great show for y'all today. We got a great guest. We're gonna play some new music for y'all, introduce y'all to a up and coming Indigenous artist. We're gonna talk about some normal things, I guess, if you can call this world normal these days, right?
No.
All right. Well, how about that? How you feeling spiritually, politically, energetically? Either one of those topics, all of the topics.
I mean, for the most part, I feel fine. You know, I'm generally a more glasses half full person. So, you know, the news can be a little nerve wracking, but I just kind of check in just to stay, you know, abreast of what's going on.
Okay.
But I don't let it suck me in. Like they might get like 5 minutes from me, or I might listen to like news radio while I'm driving in the morning, but definitely not like watching multiple new episodes of news. Just not.
All right, well, how about this? And I don't want to do this, but I got to do this. Like, did you look at your stocks?
I did.
Yeah, no, you're not supposed to look right now.
Well, no, I'm waiting for everything to fall a little more so I could buy some.
Okay, all right, there you go. You gotta look for the good, right? In all things, right? Yeah, man, it's wild, right? Even in Philly, right? It's changing, right? We got a new mayor, right? She starting to, you know, fill her bridges, starting to, you know, get in there. Just is going into her second year, right?
Yes.
Yes. You know, things is happening around the city, right?
Yeah, she definitely keeping the city clean.
Cleaner.
Well, I mean, it's a start.
Right?
She had a rough job.
You know, interesting enough, this might be the first time in my life that I walk down and I'll look down certain alleyways and I can see all the way through them.
Oh yeah, my mom loves what they're doing.
Okay.
She's like, I can see down what you just said, see down the alleyway, but she said the parks are cleaner. You know, she's walking the neighborhood more, and she said she sees people out, you know, cleaning up as opposed to just trash being everywhere. You know,
Hey.
trash cans overflowing.
Well, that's a great start, Philly, right?
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
one more great thing to share about Philly before we take this thing to a national and on an international level.
Okay.
All right. I want to say congratulations to Philadelphia. This is, we have the lowest number of murders so far this year that we've had in the last 50 years.
Wow. 50, you said
I
50?
said 50, 50 years.
Okay.
And so,
I gotta sit up for that one.
yeah, that's a big deal
That
here
is
in
a big
Philly.
deal.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to say let's keep up the great work. You know what I mean? I think that a cleaner city definitely will help impact that, right?
Hmm.
And then all of the jobs that, you know what I mean? It's a lot of jobs just to clean this city up. And so let's keep it moving forward, right?
Or maybe people finally seeing that we don't need to be fighting ourselves. We got bigger battles.
Yeah, that's right, right, right. So, before we move forward to our guest, you
Hmm.
know what I mean, let's talk about a few more things real quick, right? And I know it's at the top of the show, but tomorrow here in Philadelphia, right? If you're in Germantown, if you're in West Philly, if you're in Nicetown, Southwest, South, it's Philadelphia Spring Clean.
Right.
It's the 14th or 15th annual Spring Clean.
Hmm.
I actually been doing our annual Spring Clean since 2010.
Okay.
And
So
so this,
they copied off you.
well, no, listen, we can all do this together. I copied off of somebody else, right? So this is our 15th year doing the cleanup, and since Philadelphia started, we just said, okay, you know what, we'll partner with Philly. So we're going to do our spring cleanup, and if you're interested in supporting, you come out 60th and Chestnut tomorrow at 9
16th
a.m.
and Chestnut. And
over in
we
West Philly.
finish on what, 56?
We're going to do the bike lanes, and we're going to finish on 57th or 56th, depending on how many volunteers show
Okay.
up. So we need
And
y'all to
weather
show up,
permitting,
and weather permitting, right?
because we're waiting from the city now to see if it's a go or not.
Right, right, right. And we definitely want to continue. You know what, real before we move forward, this 30 for 30 thing that you shared for me today. And the 30 for 30 was that the local city council person, Miss Cindy Bass,
Oh, I saw
is
that.
supposed to have 30 days of 30 interviews.
Wait, I just got to pause you because do you want to laugh?
Sure.
So
Sure.
after I sent that to you, when I read the whole thing,
Okay.
it said all applicants, it had to be in by March 31st.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, well, did they not advertise it?
Until
Because
after March 30th.
I was like,
I followed them on Instagram. I didn't see that show
so
up.
I just literally, 'cause I would have shared it on our page,
Mm.
but I cracked up. I was
These
just like,
council people, bro.
she doing all her appointments in 1 month for the whole year.
For the whole year.
You just out of luck if you don't get in there.
Come on, Miss Bass, you got to do better. And listen, we in Germantown, right? And so we in your district, right? And I know it's somebody in your office that listens to Germantown Community Radio. Y'all better. And if y'all don't, that's another thing for us to get on top of. So yeah,
that's probably the problem that they don't.
So again, Miss Cindy Bass, and again, if you are a resident of the Germantown, or even if you're a resident of the Philadelphia area, we need y'all help. These council members, for some reason, don't like to connect with us as community members, right? They make it really difficult unless you already have some kind of working relationship with them. And so, hey, everybody, if you're indigenous, if you're native, call your local congressperson and say, yo, where is the native representation in the city? Why is it so difficult for us to be able to find green spaces for us to hold our circles, our ceremonies, our cultural events? This is our right as an indigenous and native peoples, but it's also the law of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, United States. Like, what's up with y'all? But we want to switch it. Let's switch it up a little bit.
Switch it.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, like, we got stop asking.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said last year when we had the thing, like, just do it and let them call the police because the law is on our side.
The law is on our side.
So we just got, it's either you're gonna fight or flight.
Well, I tell you what, I actually had a really good meeting with our local district attorney. right? I got a chance to ask him a few questions early in the week, and definitely indigenous and native peoples is always going to be forth and foremost as part of our discussions. And so, with hey, district, you know what, y'all want to call somebody, call the district attorney. You want to call the cops, call the district attorney, and let him tell y'all that we can do this. So that we working on that. But again, we need the support from all of the indigenous communities here in the city, but then across our nation. And so email us, support us, call your peoples and say the same thing that we saying. Yo, where is the representation? Where is our space? As a matter of fact, we want our space here, and let's work together so that we can keep it safe for our people. But you know what? Let's switch it up a little bit and let's play some music, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to introduce our guest through her art.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we'll let y'all check it out. Listen, I hope that y'all like it, and when we get back, we'll introduce the artist and our guest, and I'll just see what she has to say. All right, let me see. I like this one. All right. And so I'm gonna play an old one. She sent us some new music, but I like some of the old stuff. And so I wanted to make sure I got one of those in real quick. So we'll be right back with more Save Our Ancestors Radio on Germantown Community Radio.
Señorita, señorita, got goals and ambitions, a mansion, boats and mansions. Audience clapping. I'm not intimidated by the visibility I'm on. It's just sometimes it's probably killing me. Knowing the secret, I keep it, I might let you on. Yeah, this ain't the cheap cut, pure, it's clear cut, Eureka, Going back to ways pre-colonial, I've been jovial, connecting to my roots, singing hymns, playing flutes, eating my veggies, psilocybin and fruits, yeah. Say Eureka, black amanita, black amanita, black amanita. Glad to meet ya. I be on me, Mammy Smith shit, but I own it all. Fun fact, they say sound recorded and invented by Thomas Edison. Listen, that's Friday, my elders gave me medicine. Cause they ain't cahoots like Remy and Papoose. With the guys, with the vibes, I've been taking care of my vessel of my mind on a new level. Listen, hey, Señorita, Señorita, black and black and black and but I own it up.
I like that, John.
Yes. And that was the song I picked. Tavis up here stealing my song.
All right, that's called Black Amita, right?
Yes.
Yes, and that is by our special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself by your indigenous name first.
Hello, it's Nisko Mikizi, and I also go by the artist name Amethyst Amaris. I'm so happy to be here, y'all. I'm just so excited. And
Yes.
I'm loving your talk all about Philly. Like, you guys are giving me so much like insight on how an artist can go into a city like Philly and actually support.
Oh man, that's what's up. We all about that, and man, Philly is all about art, right?
Yes.
I'm talking to. Matter of fact, I'm not even going. I'm gonna let you talk about the art world for a second, since that's what we talking about.
What'd you say?
Go ahead, talk about the art world in Philly for a second, sis.
Oh, man. Always putting me on the spot, yo.
Well, so Meredith is an makeup artist by trade.
Oh, you talking about makeup? I thought you meant like.
No, I
that
mean,
is an art, but I was
yeah.
like, you talking
Yeah,
about the art museum? Like, give me some
but you
context.
look at you. She's wearing the sweater and everything. Like, as soon as you told me that, like, you designed that, I'm like, oh, she's got mediums of art.
Oh, thank you. So I am not like media is not my profession. I'm normally behind the
Mhm,
scenes. I'm 20 years
mhm,
plus in with makeup, and I get other people ready. So, this is new.
So dope.
Thank you.
And so please, share us, share a little bit about your art, right? What inspired you, and what keeps you going.
So with my art, the main thing that keeps going is going to be I know that within my art, it's a message, but it's not just a message. It's I'm a conduit and I am pushing through a higher message. And that's one of the most important things is I know like I got to get these songs out. I got to get these paintings out. All of my creations, my ancestors support me to make them. Like the creator helps me to create them. And even if they sound ratchet in some ways, I hope they feel like the most indigenous ratchet and we can possibly think of. Like a lot of my songs. I love Black Amanita. I love you guys love that one. I have another one where I'm just like just minding my indigenous business. But that's all my music is really about and my inspiration is just getting the songs out there because the songs are actually tools. And that's how we used to be able to form governance before colonialism even happened, was being able to use our art. And that is, was what ruled our world.
Right. I love that you say you kind of have to get it out. So you're definitely tapping in and feeling the message that you're sending to everybody. So tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Well, the thing is I actually was a manager in A&R before I got into my own music. So I was managing other artists behind the scenes within Toronto, but also Georgia and also New York. So I was doing all the A&R work. Basically, any kind of job that a label would have, I did the freelance side of that. So
Okay.
I was able to get to understand what labels were. I did tour managing. I did everything that you can think of under the sun for a label. And I already knew that I had the gift of music, but what was important was I had to understand how does a label work. So outside of managing artists, I just knew, okay, learn what a label does. And then once I started doing my own music in 2020, that's when I knew exactly like, okay, I need 10 albums a year. I need to do 10 albums a year. As long as I keep doing 10 albums a year, then I'm doing what a label wants their artist to do.
Okay. Okay. I love that.
She putting everybody down on some game right now too.
Right. Well, the independent route, I feel like is, where most people are going now. It's definitely less label focused, to get your music out because you don't really need them anymore. So, do you feel like that gives you more freedom with your creativity?
It's not just creativity. The thing is a label will never sign an artist for more than $30 million because
Mhm.
$30 million a person will never be able to go broke unless they're doing drugs. So a label wants a person to stay broke. They don't want you to release more music because the more music and more money you have, the more leverage you have. They want you to stay broke. So the most important thing to do as an independent artist is own everything and learn how to produce for yourself. And when you own every single thing, you are the label, you are the bank, and you have all the money in the world.
Okay, so like we went straight into business, right? And I'm all
Mhm.
about that. But I know that I want to share you too, right? And I know that you're an artist. You're also an educator, right? Because I've been following you for a while, and we've have done some work together. Another interview, and you do
Mhm.
these educational videos too for artists. So I just want to throw that out there for
Mhm.
people that check our
Yeah.
YouTube out. You are a mother, right? That's most important.
Mhm.
And you have
Mhm.
your own organization, your own business called the Fifth House of Creativity. So
Yes.
share you with us for a minute, and not necessarily
Yeah.
the business.
Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. It's always hard to like pull away from like the business aspect of it and look on a micro. But yeah, I have three daughters, like three beautiful, beautiful queens. And they it's so cool having like three daughters because like you have three comedians in house. But my label, I actually started it in 2019, and I was already painting before I started my record label. I was already writing books before I started my record label. The music, I already knew since I was a kid that I could do that. But I knew when you start with music, that's the hardest thing to do. We can't open doors with music. So we have to open doors with different things. So I opened my doors with painting, acrylic painting, going into venues, being able to learn about the venues, and also being able to write books and just showing how well I could write. But also, one of the things that we kind of forget about is articles. So I was like doing a lot of article writing before I started doing my shops and started educating and teaching people about it. But those things are really like what set me up for success for sure.
I love that. I have three boys, so I'm a boy mom. I wanted a girl every time though. So
I wanted a boy every time. It's what
why
happened.
do you always get the opposite?
Nah.
It's exactly. You always get the opposite of what you want, so you learn to appreciate what you got.
Exactly. And you know what? I don't have to do hair. Well, kind of. I mean, I that's actually a lie. Because my youngest son has long hair.
Uh,
Oh goodness.
so thank y'all so much because I just want to say thank you because so much of our advocacy work is so centered on the business that we don't get to share who we are. We don't get to listen to the smiles and listen to what matters to us. And so I wanted to just say
Mhm.
thank both of y'all for sharing that love that y'all just have amongst each other and for y'all children, because that's what we need to be seeing as Indigenous peoples. And that I'm hoping that we can start sharing more of that publicly and be comfortable with just being ourselves. So I appreciate that. I want to throw
Yeah.
in another one of your tracks because I want to see if we can get a couple of your tracks played today as a part of our advocacy and support for you as an artist and as an Indigenous woman. But before we play the track, could you please share, your tribe, your history? I know me and you have talked about it, but people may
Yeah.
not know of it that's listening right now.
Oh, that's exciting because like I feel like I'm like a huge conglomerate of tribes because I'm a Muskogee Creek from in Choctaw and Cherokee from Oklahoma, but also from Alabama and from Arkansas as well. But my grandmother is Mi'kmaq from Nova Scotia and also Blackfoot. So we have like a lot of tribes going on, but that's also what happens when your family is on the Trail of Tears. So my family migrated every migration. So those are my peoples. When I look at Oklahoma, I know that that's not where they come from all the way, all of them,
Mhm.
but I do know a lot of them went there, and I do know that that's where I was able to start.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for acknowledging your whole story and being vocal about about that because that has happened to a lot of us, right?
Mhm.
And the system tries to say, well, you can't say both, or you can only say one,
Mhm.
and that's removing our history, our ancestors from our
Well, that's the
story.
colonized way to kind of separate it and this, and this,
Yeah, yeah.
because you can't have more than one tribal membership.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
if you have
And
to pick a parent, if you happen to have a parent from different tribes,
yeah, you
pick a
literally.
tribe.
That's crazy to me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah,
so
it really diffuses the entire purpose of family. It
mm,
really breaks it down because the further I look back to more and more of my great grandparents, like further I went back, oh, everyone's a different tribe.
hmm,
Mhm.
Everyone came from somewhere different. You go back 7 generations, yeah, they all came from different places because they were all taken from different places.
hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the reality that our clans ain't but so big, so we gonna have to go with the other clans and tribes to find our women and our men.
Yep.
Or we gonna have
Exactly.
funny looking babies at the end. We
Well,
don't want that.
that's why my tribe is Nanticoke. Lenape.
Yeah, man. We ain't doing that. They be trying to get us to do that. We ain't doing that. We know better. All right, let me play this track real quick. And when we get back, you can share a little bit about your new music, and you can let people know where they can find it and how they can support you. So we'll be right back with more Save Our Ancestors Radio on Germantown Community Radio, 92.9 FM, WGGT LP, Philadelphia, and online at germantownradio.com.
Skin soft, soaking in the sauna. Plant life, flowing fauna. I got spice, safflower, vanity, honey. He's my own honey. Got my nigga dog. Is it self-confidence or streams of consciousness? What if the common missed? That's a common man. That's a common man. Yeah, give me something to believe. My piano breeze. My piano play the piano. My piano play the piano. Yeah, simply. Yeah. Do you feel the cool breeze? 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 My piano play the piano. Yeah, come on, piano, get something late. Life without borders, life without orders. I decide for me, you decide for you. Nothing's outside of you. Get it something late. My piano play the piano. Do you feel the cool breeze? Do you feel the cool breeze? Skin soft, soaking in the sauna. Plant life, flow, fauna. I got spice, safflower, vanity, honey. He's all honey. Got my nigga down. My piano play the piano. I can, my piano play the piano.
Welcome back, y'all. And you're listening to Germantown Community Radio, 92.9 FM, WGGT-LP, Philadelphia, and online at gtownradio.com.
So you a whole vibe. Let me just say that real quick first, right? You your own vibe. And I really like it too. And so thank you so much for sharing your work with the world.
Yes, that song, that was like the Afrobeats one we was like.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that song so much.
Yeah, so tell us about it. Give us the name, tell them where they can find it, what platforms,
So
the little stuff.
that song's Hydrate, and that one is on my project Qualia. I released that one last year, but like I have a lot of songs out. You guys are going to see I have a catalog of over 300 original songs out, and those are on all platforms. Yeah. I'm going to be getting a Guinness record, y'all.
You are your Tupac, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Just keep writing. Just keep writing. Keep writing. Again, so I actually do know because I searched you, wanted to hear some more of the vibes so that we can set the tone for the show, right? And so I went on what was I on Apple? Well, I think it was on Apple. I'm like, okay, this album, that album, this newest album.
We were on YouTube.
We were on YouTube too. You know what I mean? I was on Apple also. And so
we couldn't see it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let everybody know that you're on the platforms, and they can find you, and the sound is really good, right? And so, what inspires you to do the music? And again, 300 songs. You also have different flows, right? It's not just one style, right? It's not just going to be that kind of like the Afro beats thing that we just got.
Yeah.
What inspires you? What keeps you motivated? And how do you keep yourself rooted in the spirit of your music, of your art? Because you're also
Mm.
you do drawings too.
Yeah. I'm really, really grateful because songs have been playing in my head since I was a kid. And what was amazing for me was growing up here in Canada, I've been around so many different cultures. I was
Mhm.
born in Winnipeg, but I grew up in Toronto. But then I've been back and forth to the States because my father is American. So I've been just back and forth and throughout every single culture. And all those cultures then started to help me form the songs that were stuck in my head and be
Right.
able to just release them in a way that matches the world. So I don't even say that it's like pop music or anything. It is Black Indian music. It is indigenous music. It is actually like breathing and talking our languages that we've lost,
Mhm.
the drums that we've lost, even with the sound of it. I don't like to even use the same scale that they use for music. I want to be as uncolonized as possible when it comes down to how I'm producing and how I'm making music.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great
Yes,
thing. Say that
yes.
again. The men need to hear that. That's another thing, right? I was sharing with Meredith. I think it was earlier this week. Really, um, I'm excited about the way that the women are stepping up.
Oh, that was this morning.
That was this morning.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm really excited about the way that y'all are stepping up, the women of our communities,
Mhm.
and know that we right next to y'all. The men, we right here. We not, we definitely supporting y'all and letting y'all shine, but we still got y'all back, and ain't nobody gonna be saying nothing to y'all without coming through us first. But
That's
keep
how
it
it's supposed
strong.
to
Keep
be.
it strong,
So what
ladies.
I said was that's traditional for us. We're not a patriarchal culture. We're the women hold it together.
Mm.
So
Yes.
I'm not mad at it. And he was speaking to a committee I'm on for the city. We're in the early stages of putting together a Native American
Commission that been needed for like the
commission.
last 30
Oh,
years.
So
that's
fingers crossed.
exciting.
If Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but the women are
But
stepping up,
yeah,
right? And
I think there's only one man on the commission, and it's like women from all walks of life. So
I
it's
love that.
getting back to the old ways.
yeah. So what
That's
message do you
that's
have for the
true.
next generation?
The next generation, keep planting forests, food forests. Stop using planes too much. Start using trains.
Mm.
You don't need as many planes as you guys think you do. You need food forests, bags, designer clothes. Do not feed you when the end times come. The only thing that will save us from the end times are food forests,
Yes.
feeding each other, and our languages. We actually do need to learn the indigenous languages. It's so important because there's concepts that we're missing out on and that we don't even understand
Mhm.
because we don't understand our actual languages that we're supposed to be speaking.
Mhm.
So that's the main thing for the younger generation is create, make a lot of stuff, but plant trees, get as many food forests as we possibly can get into this world.
No, you're not on. Okay. Switch your microphone. And while she's switching the microphone, I just wanted to ask. Well, first of all, thank you for that. Right, I'm all about growing fruits and vegetables, and I actually just had was just talking to some of my boys in the neighborhood about setting up on a little community garden in one of the abandoned lots that they just knocked down, and they with it. So I'm excited. Like these is hood dudes, man. We go out there every day, every hour, and they gonna be out there. But they like, yo, let's put a garden right here where we be at. Yes, let's do it. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you very much for that.
It's
Um,
exciting.
how can people support you? And how would you like for people to reach out to you and connect?
The best way to support me is streaming music. Put that music in your TikTok videos, your reels, everything. Those actually pay far more than you just listening. So those are the best ways to support me. The best way to find me is on my Instagram, amethyst_Amaris. I'll make sure like I'll take it up in the comments somewhere as well for you guys. But the best way to support me right now is I'm getting into a phase where all I want to do is navigate how can we fix the damage that's been done and not asking, like Meredith said, not asking. Let's make budgets now. Let's figure things out and find out how much everything costs. And let's put the music and put the art as the asset to back everything up. So I want my art to start paying for these things, like saying
Yes.
you want to set up the lot with the garden, let's do that. I do want to set those things up. So if there are actual community things that you want to do, that is the best sort for me right now. Is tell me what can we do? Because I know that I can now structure my music to support these things. So support me, support you guys. Now that's the best way.
Thank you for that. I'm all about that. I'm sick of being nice. I mean, I'm not saying, we're going to go in like guns blazing, but we deserve certain things. Like, we're asking for like basic rights that are already law. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like I said earlier, let them call the police so then we can deal with the situation, because clearly we've been asking for meetings with people and it's not going. So if you want to get attention, you gotta
Yeah, gotta
make a
make the
little
noise. You
noise.
got some good trouble, as they call it, right? Before we let you go, let's play one more track because again, we wanted to make sure that we were playing some of your music so that the audience could get a feel, could get a vibe, and so that we could support. So before we say bye to you, let's play one more of your tracks, and then we can go.
Is this Gravity?
Yeah, I'm gonna play
Okay.
Gravity. All right, that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's cool with me. Thank you so much, guys. This has been a
Yes.
beautiful experience.
So nice to meet you.
All right,
Can't
but
wait to meet you in person.
yeah, let me
We
play
have to
this and then
invite
we
you
say our
again.
Yes.
goodbyes.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought this was a goodbye.
You make the next go round. I got an appetite for exploring. What's all it's a show. Hope you make the next go round. I got an appetite for exploring. What's all it's a show. I been blue, like Picasso blue. Picasso too. This level of therapy is meant for those who grieve. In my waking, in my sleep, this shit get deep. If you got the will, I got the way. Delivery of gravity, humility. My head phrased by humidity. I learn how to stay humble us. I twisted and humble. Yeah. Is she bad? Is she good? I don't know. Bring it down to the down. Bring it down to the ground. Bring it to the now. Delivery of gravity, relocated geographically. They bring back the faculty of capacity to understand our language. The anatomy of an enigma. Like it's synesthesia, atonality. They told now reality. What if I tell they lied about gravity? Like they know it. Listen, you can fly to different
Welcome back, everybody. So before we go, I just want you to say all your sites again for me, like your Instagram, maybe an email, or like the best way to get in touch with you, where people can find your
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, so my Instagram is amethyst underscore Amaris. So that's AMETHYST underscore AMARIS. It's Amethyst Amaris on everything that you can possibly find. Like all you have to do is literally just Google it and you will find everything. But yeah, that's how you find the music. It's on all streaming platforms. Even if you're in Nigeria, it's on Boomplay.
Love it. I look forward to working with you in the future. We got some stuff going on next year, so we will let you know what's going on with that soon. But I can't wait to meet you one day soon, hopefully.
Yes.
And
Yes, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share your art, to share
mm-hmm.
your music. Remember, you're not just a musician; you also paint, right? And
It's an
all,
artist.
yeah, you were a straight up artist, a mother, and overall good person. So thank you very
Thank
much for.
you.
Um, is there anything that you want to share with the audience on your way out?
Well, I'm just absolutely grateful, and I'm just so happy with the work that you guys are doing because what you guys are doing is showing people that Indigenous people can come with brilliance and they can come with excellence. And you guys are showing that by being who you are, but you guys are spreading it like wildfire. And people are going to know soon. We're going to have some billionaire Indigenous folks up in here taking care of the community in a second.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much, and I hope that you have a great day.
Yes. Thank you so much.
That was a great interview.
Yes, it was.
I like the show and I like the vibe too. So definitely, I want our listeners to go and subscribe, right, and check her out. And interesting, um, so I got here that we got to talk about some gems that Amethyst may have dropped on us.
Hmm.
And so, you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You could go first because I'm trying to stop this.
Oh no, don't worry about it. It's off on the radio.
Okay.
Um, I enjoyed the fact that what she is interested in doing is offering indigenous peoples opportunities to support. She wants to support other indigenous communities by offering her music, offering her talent, and offering her skills.
Hmm.
Again, it's not just the music that she does. If you visit her YouTube and things like that, you'll also see lessons for artists that's interested in learning about royalties and copyrights and things like that. And
Well,
so,
that's the way it should be.
yeah.
When you have a skill and you can share with the younger generation or
Mhm.
even just anybody that's interested and you can share your skills with, um, I just think it rewards you back in ways that money can't.
So we got some business that we need to share with the community before the end of our show today.
Hmm.
Um, it's been we air twice a month, right? But we ran a rerun. We needed a break. We've been we've been doing this for about 7 months straight. Um, but we had a lot of things happen in between the last two shows.
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the things that happened and you know, maybe ask them to support us and give them some ways that they can support us.
So we went to the mayor's ball. It was the UNICEF mayor's ball. I had a wonderful time. This was year 2 for us going
Mhm.
to the mayor's ball, and last year it was nice, but I was so nervous that I couldn't like enjoy myself. Had my first hot flash and everything.
Yes, I remember. I remember. I'm like, "What, you cool?
So
Like, what
no,
you
I
do?"
wasn't. I was in distress.
So
But
this year was a lot easier for you.
yes, it was a lot easier.
Okay.
I actually walked around, talked to some people.
Hmm.
I had on
Hmm.
my goddess fur
Hmm.
from Kiana. So, we was
Yeah.
stunting
Shout
on
out
them
to
a little.
Goddess first.
Shout out to Goddess first because she had us stunting on them.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely was starting on them. And again, you got to show up to these things so that they know, right? You know what I mean?
Because we definitely went indigenous heavy.
Yes,
we
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 did.
was representing.
And it's a must that we do. it's also some other things that we got going on, right?
So, along with the block cleanup we have going on tomorrow, our fire circles are coming back next month. So, what is the date?
May 12th.
May 12th. I think that's on a Monday.
It is.
So, if you can make it out, hopefully the weather will cooperate with us. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we're partnering with Cobbs Creek Environmental Center.
Yes, new location, y'all.
And we broadcasting in Germantown, so we like, yo, what's up, Germantown? What's up,
Yes,
friends?
we're really looking for a location in Germantown to host our fire circles, and or call Parks and Recreation, because they're who we have a problem with.
Yeah, but with that said, different friends organizations here in Germantown and different environmental centers or community centers.
Arboretums.
Come on, y'all. Do y'all have any indigenous connections at all? Like, it's amazing to me, man. But y'all can. All y'all got to do is call Germantown Community Radio and say, hey, what's up with that Save Our Ancestors group? We like for them to come out.
Yes.
And we have Lenape people there, and we have indigenous peoples from all over the place coming to support y'all and being appreciative, because we appreciate those that show us support and show us respect. So
yes, and then any local indigenous people, Bartram Gardens is having their sweat. I think I'm not sure of the time, so check their website for that, or look
it's
online.
Sunday though, right?
It's definitely Sunday morning, but I'm not sure of the start time, so I just wanted to mention that.
Okay, so what's that? April the 6th? Something like
yes,
that. Yeah.
April 6th.
Okay, so April 6th at Bartram Gardens. That's going to be with the Aztecs, Brujo, and some South American indigenous communities.
Mila.
Yeah, so that's cool. Definitely shout out to
Two of
y'all.
our past guests.
Yeah. That's how we do this thing right here.
Yep.
We are looking into next year, right?
Yes.
Philadelphia 250 had an event. We're talking about putting some things together. So hopefully we can work with them to have some indigenous representation in next year's festivities for the anniversary.
Yes, and so on a positive note of our city council workers, Mr. Curtis Jones, we had Will Smith away.
Yes. Big up
Overbrook in the house. Like,
Overbrook.
We in Germantown, but we both went to Overbrook.
Yeah,
we from West Philly.
So we gotta shout out Brooke, y'all.
Yeah,
sorry
school
about
up on the hill. And I was a cheerleader.
Yes. And I was playing football until I got hit, and then I just sat on the side. Nah, I'm cool. He was like, yo, come on, get back in the game. I looked at him and was like, man, I ain't going nowhere.
Yes. And on the same note, Mr. Curtis, we just want to say thank you for being available and listening to us and wanting to work with us, because that is a hard thing, seems to be, to get in touch with people in the city. So we just want to thank you for that.
Yeah, the one council person that was like, yo, what's up? Where y'all at?
Yeah.
How can I help? You know what I mean? And so, yeah, and it's, and we'll just going to be moving and talking to some of the senators. I must admit that Sharif Street been pretty chill with, you know what I mean? And we haven't been in his, but whenever we call, he answers. Whenever he sees us, he makes sure that he speaks to us and shakes our hands. So definitely want to give
well,
out a
he
shout
better
out.
He nanacoat them streets. My mom been saying since I was little, they're your cousins. I was like, I know, Mom.
It's the indigenous way, right?
Everybody our cousins.
Yeah, if you ain't related, then you ain't indigenous to this.
You ain't look hard enough, right?
Like, what's going on here? Hold on, how you say you Indian and you ain't indigenous to?
Like, wait, what part of Virginia you from?
Oh, okay, I got family from there. What's your last name? That's how you know you're dealing with real people.
Exactly.
And you know what? Interesting enough, even on TikTok, right? Somebody hit me up on my TikTok page from Texas. Like, yo, you say you from Virginia. What's your last names? I'm like, this, and this. And they're like, oh, okay, this, and this. Look, we don't know each other, but 7-8 generations ago. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I see where you are. That was mine, and that's yours. And that's how you do this thing right here.
Yes. You know what I like even more? Like, if you in a random place. I remember one time I was in the market and this older man was like, where your family from? And I looked and I was like, and I was younger too. So I was like, what he talking about? He said, where your family from, young lady?
He knew who you was, huh?
And when I told him, he was like, I knew it. And walked away.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, all them Lenape women all look the same. I even have like, oh, y'all all Lenape, ain't y'all? Them ladies all laughed at me. It was like, yep. I said, that's funny. I said, I did
Oh,
it to you.
Tweety.
Shoot, yes. Matter of fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you introduced me to them later on. Yeah, so that was cool. That was cool. All right, so but we need support too.
Yes.
And we need support from the Germantown community. We need support from Philadelphia community, and we need support from the nation. Right. First and foremost, we got to support each other right now. There's a lot going on. It's going to be a hard summer. A lot of people dealing with things already. Right. 10,000 people get laid off just in one day in one office.
Right.
And so, we want to think about those peoples, right? But indigenous practices would lower the impact of a lot of these things happening right now on our families if we live that way, right? You know what I mean? We want to all live individually, right? We all want to pay $1,800 a month rent for a 1-bedroom studio. Why?
Well, you know what I think I just kind of crossed my mind. I feel like people say it takes a village all the time, but then don't put in the actions that make the village. They want to get mad if you tell their child not to do something that could get them hurt or or keep them out of trouble, or people don't help out their neighbors anymore or just clean up the block.
We lost that in the 80s as a community. I felt like we lost that in the 80s with the drug war and with crack, because we used to clean up, Sundays.
And that
used to come out
that comes with home ownership too. And it's out of reach, and the rent in Philadelphia is ridiculous. But I feel like it's when you don't have the ownership, you don't take pride in it because it's not yours. You don't care. And that's not, and I'm speaking in general terms. But with that being said, and like what you said with our ways, we are having a summer solstice fire circle and barbecue June 20th and the 21st, because the solstice is a 3-day celebration.
It's our time.
So we want to, get back to our ways and celebrate our holidays and our special days and events. So stay tuned for location.
Yeah, and if you're interested in supporting, if you want to help us or organize it, definitely email us at saveourancestors at gmail.com. Or check out, matter of fact, call up to the radio station, get on Tom Nerves a little bit. Nah, I'm just messing with you, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, we never said the phone number, but people can call in
and let them know that they support the radio show and things like that. And you know what, we get enough emails and comments, we will open up the line so that people can come and maybe ask us some questions or voice their concerns on certain matters. But we need that engagement. So
so let us know if that's something y'all think y'all would like to do. We can open up the phone lines and take questions, or just conversation,
right
on the air.
Right. So before we wrap it up, let everybody know how they can find us on social media and how they can support our show.
Yeah, so on Instagram we are Save Our Ancestors. No radio, just Save Our Ancestors on IG. And that's where we post all of our events, what's happening, where we're going to be, if we're showing up. We also post a lot of community events. So if you just want to stay kind of up to date on what's going on in the Philly indigenous community, along with just kind of neighborhood and community events, go give us a follow.
Yeah, for sure. It all helps, and definitely support and share this station and this show with your family if you feel like it's worth your time and effort. And we very much interested in supporting indigenous artists, right? And so if you're an indigenous artist, hit us up. Let us know that you're around, and that's all forms of art. We have a great lineup this year. We have artists that do pictures, right? What's your cousin? What kind of art does your cousin do?
Oh, Sean.
Yeah,
My cousin, well, a couple of them. So my cousin Sean
he was on
Theodore.
ABC News not too long ago, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he big time. He
Yeah,
did like
huge, bro.
the cover of the Shy, like
Mm.
the ad.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's been in the Smithsonian magazine. Like we gotta get him on. Sean,
Where you
I'm
at?
be calling you so
Now
you
I
could
was.
come be on because I want to ask you a question too. Why you don't hate your tribal card?
Listen, that's that. Yes. Well, a matter of fact, all the Lenape in the area. Why y'all ain't got y'all tribal card? Y'all let these people continue to say it ain't no Lenape here, but y'all be literally right here on TV. Meredith too. You was on TV for years before you started doing this. Everybody like the Lenape gone, and y'all just everywhere. It's time for y'all to come out of hiding. Step up and know that y'all safe, right? And that y'all got support from all of the other intertribal communities that have moved and migrated to Philadelphia, including myself, right? But we want to support y'all. We want to big y'all up. But we can do it unless y'all show up. Come on, y'all.
Yes, I got so many artist cousins, and then Lenny Harmon.
I'm about to say, man, I can count 12 of y'all, and the 12 of y'all can start a band here in Philly, and now there's recognized tribe that exists in Pennsylvania. Like, come on, y'all. So it's time for us as an indigenous community to step up and be present. You know what I mean?
I hear you. You starting no stuff.
Yeah, I'm coming. Y'all hear me coming at their neck, right, y'all? Let's end the show with one more from Miss Amethyst, because it's the vibe, right? And this was one of her newer tracks.
Okay.
And so we're gonna end it with this, and we hope that we can catch everybody in the next show. Catch us in 2 weeks, right?
Yep, 2 weeks.
And and then we'll share the events this springtime, summertime. So more than just the radio, we hope that y'all can come out.
Y'all will hear these events again.
Yes,
coming up. So we'll remind y'all and make sure you go follow the page.
Right. And a few things real quick. TV show. I just got the TV show airing in New York.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you very much. We're working on Atlanta next.
And what about Oakland?
Oakland? What?
I thought.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about Oakland. I'll get back on Oakland. Y'all have a good one, everybody.
Peace.
A branch of me, you can move, you ain't a tree, thought leader, you make your reality. Her etiquette transcends universal. You took back advantage, she got a reversal. Now she trying to go out natural, I can never relate. I've had it from back in the days, I make the rules, I got the tools, pulled in the bay, I already paid, so I'm living bad. Only pipe we know, ceremonial and the one in the wall on my honey booze. That's cracking, chasing, that's down bad in the basement. I wear my grandmother fragrance. I always knew I'd be famous. Mad they can't mad and just. The streets mad at us. But the streets make me. Quick on my feet, leave in the heat. Do it for my nigga 60. I never wanted a seat. I want to compound.